handle the truth.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Paul Everton. I should have cleared my throat before I started talking. Anyway, this is episode 40, season 2, and we're going to talk about divine unity. And I've talked about Gene Dixon's predictions and November being like the pivotal moment in time, end of a 186 year cycle. And at that point, things are going to be different, whereas we will be responsible for our own actions, what we do. And this show, now both my guests are 7 hours away from me, so a lot of time difference between us, but our goal and our mission is the same. And attached to the podcast in description, you will see a website, and if you'd like to join us on the website, I'm just going to read, because this website is an opportunity for us to unite as humanity, and it's an option, it's a way for us to join together. If everything, all the rulers are going to fall and it's left to us, then we have to have a system that we can participate in, where we have a say and we can do much better than what's been done. First of all, we could take poison out of our food, stop injecting poison into children. There's a lot of things we can do better, education. But I wanted to read the preamble to the Divine Charter. And you can read along with me. It's the Divine Charter page. We have divine law, divine plan, child education. So this is everything I've been talking about, and it's already been done. Rick Jewers and my guest today put this all together, and basically an answer to prayer, as far as I'm concerned, to me. So let me see here. We, the sovereign beings of earth, in alignment with the divine creator and guided by the eternal laws of love, freedom, and truth, do hereby affirm and activate the universal nation known as Divine GPMS World, hereinafter Divine GPMS, the Divine Global People's Monetary System Creator, a living, lawful, and divine governance founded upon the inalienable rights of every man, woman, and child. The Charter serves as public and irrevocable witness to the divine GPMS, is a nation operating by divine right, natural law, and the free will consent of humanity. Its authority originates not from legacy institutions, but from the source of all life and the collective voice of the people unified in their demand for peace, prosperity, and planetary stewardship. So you can join. You just have to consent. You click on consent here, and automatically you've made that first giant leap by just being a part of it. You know, part of what's coming. We want to be prepared for what's coming. You know, we need to start now and link ourselves to each other. And this is a way that we can do just that. And I'm very grateful to have my guests and the creator of the website, Rick Jewers. Welcome. Oh, you got just a little picture here. Let me just make you a lot bigger than that. There we go. Hi, Rick. Thanks for coming. Now, you might be muted. You might be muted. Because I can't hear. Yeah, your mic's turned off. So?
There we go. Oh, thank you for having me here. Brother, may I share my screen so that
Yes.
you can read off the true definition of sovereignty before we begin, because that ties in with our charter that you just read, but we don't have the true definition of sovereignty on the website yet. But I'll share this and you can read it off if you would. That'll be great.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to bring Baret in as well in case he wants to say anything. Welcome, Baret, from across the other side of the world. So wonderful to have you here. Okay, I'll read this here. The true definition of sovereignty. True sovereignty is not limited, jurisdiction-bound concept many states define on paper. It is the inherent and unconditional independence of the individual. Sovereignty begins with the inviolable right of self-determination, but extends far deeper. It includes the unlimited freedom to choose one's path, to define one's values, to create or withhold consent, and to determine the meaning and source of one's own worth. A sovereign individual is not merely a participant in a system. They are the origin point of authority, value, and decision. When a government claims that sovereignty exists while simultaneously restricting the individual's ability to exercise it, this is authorship, authoritarianism. Any model that attempts to combine quality or condition, it becomes an artificial construct rather than a lawful reality. It's just amazing that this show happened because I've been talking about this and you brought it right to the front, right where it needs to be. So I appreciate that 100%.
Thank you.
Let me just put you there. Okay, so yep, that's read. I'm going to go through the site thoroughly. because I love what it says, and it is the path I think that we're heading in uh, as we connect to each other. Finally, they've done everything they could to divide us. They've even used religion to do that, and we're going to put a stop to it. We are going to connect to each other as our Creator planned all along. We're going to restore mankind, restore our food, restore our education, restore our bodies and our minds, our mental health. So I love what you're doing, Rick. I know Barrett also had a question for you if you wanted to ask him. Now it's up to you.
I'd just like to thank all our beautiful viewers here as well, and Brother Rick for turning up today, because I can certainly vouch that he's a massive game changer here on the planet, and
Yeah.
the founding father of GPMS. Um, Brother Rick, I wanted to speak to you because not that long ago you also presented to the planet the this word rapture, and I actually put something together reference to the. I kind of presented it as a inner rapture. What I feel is formed within the microcosm of your own soul. I feel shapes the macrocosm of the world. Um, the way I see it, the new earth does not arrive from outside. It emerges through your daily thoughts, choices, and presence. Christ consciousness is not a person, but a state of an awakened being. The remembrance of your divine nature beyond ego and power, expressed as integrity, discernment, compassion, and unconditional love. Um, this is what I feel is the purification of the field, aligning your body with responsibility, your intention with clarity, your emotions with courage, your mind with truth, and your spirit with oneness. Um, the rapture then is not an escape, but upliftment of consciousness, the way you've presented it as well. A collective elevation born each time you choose love over division and coherence over chaos. So ask yourself now, what are you co-creating with every thought, word, and deed? And does it serve the highest good unfolding through you? Brother Rick, do you feel, the reference to rapture, is it a sudden global event, or is it a personal shift in consciousness within uh, each one of us?
Well, let's begin. The rapture, if you will, has been occurring more predominantly since the linear year 2012. So we are actually in the rapture. But at any moment, as soon as enough support by humanity, the good souls, it can trigger an instant change in your reality outside. Yes, it begins with each individual inside to create that outside reality. But with this, once there is a certain number, a certain light quotient that is reached, if you will, with a certain amount of individuals that create the sudden change. We are effecting change right at this time as we keep going forward. But there is a point, and I like to reference it with GPMS. When GPMS goes viral, that is the point where the whole world changes. Now, with this, we is no future shock with it. It can happen suddenly. And the reason why the whole stage has been set and been prepared with the revelations, the exposing of what was occurring on the planet. So the people don't need to be educated. That is why GPMS is here now. It becomes an obvious and simple choice for the ones to choose it. But there's also the other factor that all that you see on Earth are not human souls. And this is important to know that everyone that you may see out there doesn't go forward as well. We are dealing with absolute creation here. So this is a very serious time, if you can hear me.
I would agree with that.
Mhm.
We are in a pivotal moment for mankind. I feel it in my core. I feel like we need to, reach out. We don't need to wake up the sheep. We need to inspire the lions. And that's what we do. And the truth is the best way to move forward. And like the truth is, in a bad relationship, a man will say, "My wife chews my head off," but my advice is abstinence for male praying mantises because they do chew your head off. See, that was truth right there. The truth is whales are not very good at hide and seek. And even though our topic is very serious today, it's okay to joke around a little too, because we are human, and that's one way we can express humanity is by showing that we can be serious and that we can be silly. And it doesn't express immaturity, it expresses love to because it's to make someone smile or laugh is medicine to them. It's healing medicine. So that's why it's so important. That's why I value sense of humor so much, is because of the power of words and the power of influence. If you can heal someone, it is a gift from our Creator to be able to do such a thing. And I do think that we are at a pivotal moment, and I don't really believe in psychics, but Gene Dixon did predict Donald Trump, and that all the systems, the institutions would all fall, and he would just leave in November. He's not assassinated, or he doesn't resign. He's just gone all of a sudden, and all the institutions, they all lose their authority. And that's where this website really impacted me, because I just went over this Gene Dixon thing, and then I met through Baret you and found your site. It's like this is how God works with me. It's just everything is timed perfectly. It's not even prepared by me. It's just I have so much faith. My faith is so untouchable that I just trust everything that happens to me for a reason, for whatever's coming, we're going to be prepared for it. And you're one of the reasons, Rick. And you too, Baret, with Bioactivator. That's also a very important part of understanding yourself spiritually on the inside and the power you have from the inside. And I love what I do. I really do. I feel so amazing people. I'm so humbled by the amazing people I've met, like both of you guys, and I'm so appreciative of what you offer to the world in such an important time in history, where we're on the right side of history. So what inspired you, Rick, to start this path and build this site? What was it that inspired you?
Well, it was absolute divine inspiration straight from Father Prime Creator himself. So it was.
Yes.
I am not fully human, meaning that have
Yep.
a portion of my divinity anchored in from earth and into this body. So
Hmm.
this is not a Rick thing. This is from Prime Creator, Father, if you will, and this has been written about through antiquity that this time would come, and GPMS is it. And everyone is given a choice. We don't have time on earth to educate everyone in how systems work and what was actually occurring with the evil and the wickedness. Our time, what we spend now, is gathering those that are ready to go forward, that are prepared, and
Hmm.
this is, this is it. It is the ascension. It is the golden age. It is the promise and the covenant from Father long ago. It is the promise from Jesus, if you will, and many other prophets worldwide in the interfaiths. This time has been prescribed. It has been evidenced. More so over the last few years with unprecedented natural disasters and, of course, all of the revelations of the darkness. So, this is the people, this is the good people's um, replacement system. And it's very simple, it's all inclusive, it does everything at once and instantaneous. And what I can say, if we had the worldwide majority consent on it today, within 24 hours, everyone would be receiving monetary benefits because what we do with this, we flip the table on the control of money. So we do what is right and responsible with it, and we share it equally and wipe out all of the classes of society. So it's equality, full abundance, full support, full freedom, and of course, all in alignment with true sovereignty.
Hmm.
So I jam things together because it is all inclusive and it is the solution for every problem that humanity has now and through antiquity. This one thing does it all.
Yeah. And it's just spreading the word and getting everyone hooked up and united, because that's one of the important things, is uniting our fellow man and removing the boundaries and the hurdles and the walls that were built to divide us, because we have a lot of space distance between us, but I still feel connected to you, even though Baret's in Bulgaria. I'm not sure where you are, Rick. You're
I'm
close.
currently in Romania. This
Romania.
physical vessel is from Nova Scotia, Canada. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was born in New Brunswick, and
Not
that's where
far
I get my
away.
uh, north near Quebec, where the I come from Micmac, original Canadian, um, but that was the area, Campbellton, New Brunswick, north, right
Yeah,
on.
the
I
sheep.
mean, walking distance to the border with Quebec. I can walk there in 2 minutes. Right now, I'm walking distance 5 minutes from New York City, or Niagara Falls, New York,
Mhm.
and I'm 5 minutes from the falls, Niagara Falls. I mean, it's beautiful. I just don't like the nightly firecrackers all summer long at 10 till 10 p.m. I mean, it's just annoying. I
Okay.
mean, kids have to go to school and they just do it anyway. Even though it pollutes the water, they just don't seem to care. They don't not thinking, they would just want to make a spectacle and shoot firecrackers, and then all day there's helicopters flying over. So all day it's helicopters, and then at nighttime it's firecrackers. So despite its beauty, I would definitely love to move. I would love to move like where Baret is, in the freaking country, with the where the deer and the antelope play. Because I love
we
nature.
Yeah, we're very blessed, brothers and sisters, at where we're situated here in Bulgaria. And I was saying last time on your show, Paul, to have, to be abundant, to have so much in terms of nature. And we're so blessed to be able to grow a lot of the food ourselves as well.
Hmm.
Is just a massive blessing. Brother, I was going to say, reference to Jean Dixon, because we kind of discussed as well last time, what this wonderful lady put out in terms of, she kind of prophesized a few interesting events,
Yes.
starting sort of like from March onwards. And that kind
Yep.
of ties in very well with GPMS as well, because here is a model which is very supportive in so many ways, because we kind of discussed as well, the relevance of how important it is, reference to this incredible upliftment which is starting now. And what question is, what must I, or what must we all do in our daily thoughts and actions to truly embody this incredible stance, this magnificent celebration which is going to take place. And we mentioned things like emotional hygiene as well, that our inner standing, we have to be impeccable with our words. And
Yes.
dare I say, remember what we said last time as well, if for me to continue talking, because my intention is not to break peace in any shape or form, but we're living in incredible times. And what Brother Rick is put on the table here, is absolutely amazing. I've known Rick now for a few years, and I can say from my heart that it's a massive game changer in terms of how we all come together and embody this unity, this trust, this love. Um,
Hmm.
you know, yeah.
You believe that plants are alive. I believe that, right? Now, did you know that trees can communicate with each other? In fact, they use a dating app called Timber. See, I did it again. It's a true story. Timber. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. With Gene and Rick and everything I've been seeing, we're definitely moving, and we're not, you know, Thelma and Louise going over a cliff. We're going to say goodbye to the old world that has harmed us, and that's the beauty of it. The harm is going to stop, and that's a beautiful thing. And to me, it's very simple, easy to fix. Like your situation, growing your own food is a perfect way to get your hands in the ground. There's grounding involved. There's connecting with the earth. Gardening is a very special thing where you really connect with life, and you can see it flourish. Your plants growing. So I mean, it is an amazing thing. But it was a little bit of a white lie that trees have timber. They really don't. And I have to clarify that because it's the truth table, and there's no lying. You know,
Now,
there
what
is a
you
lot
were
of joking. Go ahead.
Yeah. Father's humorous at times as well. So
Oh,
there's both
indeed.
sides of it. You were speaking about some prophetic
Yes.
things there. What I
Mm-hmm.
can give you is a few days ago is that received from Father, and this is why I put out preparation for the rapture, if you will. For everyone to be on their best behavior, if you will, but also
Mm.
with that for the next 5 months as well is that what we call the lower timeline reality may plunge into even a deeper chaos. So the message, if you will, that was given out to those with eyes to see and ears to hear, if you will, was, and this ties into being emotionally neutral, meaning don't go into the deep chaos and all of that emotional turmoil with
Yep.
it. Where you're given that at the same time that the world is crumbling, you have the heaven on earth system is being populated, the new world, if you will. So
Yep.
it's for ones not to uh, dive deep into the sympathy and the emotion of what is occurring out there. And, a great example is the Epstein files, which is absolutely thick, that it would heal all of those at the top levels that were trusted with taking care of humanity. Those are the evil and the wicked ones, as you see what is coming out. Uh,
Yeah.
with that, it does not matter what occurs with them. There is the divine justice that no one needs to put a finger to it at all. It dissolves itself by everyone coming together with the heaven on earth divine GPMS, getting this agreement ratified. This is a logical, lawful agreement as well. People don't need to be educated to know what this is. And it
Mm-hmm.
is a worldwide ratification to this effect. So the main thing is to keep the focus on creating this new world, ratifying this agreement, and as the rest cascades, if you will, implodes. So we are in very serious times, and also to coincide
Yes.
with all of this civil unrest and havoc is the increasing in natural disasters as well. So you have a full punch, if you will, upon ones, and it's important to keep your head on your shoulders and know that this is a divine thing that is playing out on earth. And
Yep.
this time has been spoken about, but you must go through the darkness to have the new world. And what is
Yeah.
occurring, we're eradicating all of the evil from the timelines, but it's done in a divine way. And
Yes.
simply by taking the support away from the old political governmental system and the people all coming together as one, this implodes by itself. You don't need to put a finger to it. All you need to do is the opposite of gathering all of the good ones, if you will, and this is what we're doing. And by taking the control of money away from the darkness and flipping the tables on that and using money to be shared equally all over the world, then no one can be bought. This eliminates crime and corruption forever. So it's
Mm-hmm.
important to know that there is no monetary incentive in this new world because it's not the capitalistic system that you have now that is the B system with its artificial laws, its capitalistic monetary system. It's designed to create separation, disharmony, suffering, and all of this. So we don't need to go into it, but
Absolutely. No, it's true.
yeah.
I love hearing it. I
So,
love it when other people are saying what I'm thinking. I just love it because that's why I can feel that we're unified. You know, what Jean, she said in March, July, and November were like pivotal times. And the March is like, we're right on the cusp of March now. She said it would bring a first rupture, shattering trust at the core where secrets buried for decades would surface. Now, I think she was a little bit off because I think it already started. You know, all the
but
secrets
more
are coming out right
prominently,
now. Hmm.
yeah, right now, and what I was given the other day as well, we do need to keep the eyes on the March 3rd blood moon. And that
Yes.
blood moon prophecy has gone back through scripture, through the Bible. What I need to say in the Bible, although everything has been manipulated to some degrees, there is
Yes.
core truth that are in there. And
Yeah.
this one about the blood moon on March 3rd to 6th, I believe, that
Hmm.
period is a very definite time that, if you will, Father said for us to keep the eye on this. So it is quite possible that there may be more unprecedented divine things occur in the upcoming days with this. This is how significant this is. It's been prescribed and written through prophecy in the timeline. So it should not be ignored or looked at lightly. And this is why
Hmm.
the message went out from Father for all to be vigilant and be prepared in this time. It is a significant time, and something very significant may happen in good ways as well. And
Yeah.
for this is the truth table. I would not be here and
No,
saying
you wouldn't. I would have
if I
kicked you off for lying, you little liar.
exactly. Yeah, I get closer so
Yeah.
you can see my eyes. I know
Yeah.
with full conviction that that God is real and that this is His will and divine plan. So
And you know what's
I
really
would not I
crazy?
would not be here if it wasn't so.
What's really crazy is I'm on a cycle of parasite cleanse, worms, heavy metals, and it's over at the blood moon. I timed it because they procreate, they have eggs or whatever. They hatch eggs on the moon, and the full moon. So I timed it so I would be there, they wouldn't be able to do it. So it's just bizarre that this is my first in my whole life parasite cleanse. Now, parasites aren't that bad. I mean, they do get rid of heavy metals and, but they procreate and they have, they expand and grow. And so it's good to flush them out because they can do a little bit of harm.
Did you, if I may ask, did you use wormwood? Oh, walnut and pumpkin and cloves. Yeah, wormwood black. Yeah, there you
But
are.
I'm
Let,
also, but
let's
I'm
let's
even,
if we
yeah,
may, let's look at this for a moment. Wormwood.
sure.
Where have we
Yeah.
heard that word before? Didn't we hear that in Revelations
Oh,
attached
yes.
to a meteorite?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So, so I just bring that up because it
Revelation 8.
does. It's innate, is it? Thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it does. Let's say I believe it plays a part in things as well. So it was
Mm.
interesting for you to bring up about wormwood in this while we're speaking about March 3rd and March 6th and the blood moon and a possible, let's say, another 3 days of darkness. So, what
Mm.
other surprises may it have? I don't know, and I'm not prophesizing. However, we're putting some of the dots together that may play in or they may not. But
Mm.
truthfully, we should not exclude anything at this point with what occurs and what comes in our realities.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm not only using this, but I'm also using diatomaceous earth with apple
Zeolite.
cider, apple vinegar cider, and lots of water to chop them all up. I'm also using castor oil to help everything loosen up, and oregano oil, essential oils. So I'm going all in here with the cleansing. And it's just weird how it times out that I decided to do this now, and it just happens to be a warm moon and an epic time for mankind. It's just it's just very exciting for me, even though it's been tragic. You know, poison in the food and children's cereal. I mean, that's tragic for me. All the abuse of children, and it is hard. But I'm so glad there's a point coming where there's not going to be any more tears. You know, there's not going to be any more tears, and that's what I know is coming. So it's all worth it. And I look at it at the worst as an educational. Hi, Rocky. Thanks for joining us, buddy. I haven't been paying attention to the chat, but yeah, Revelation 8. I can't think of which verse it is. Isn't that something? Wormwood. Lamentation 3:11. So it's in a couple of places. Remember my affliction and my homelessness, the wormwood and the poison. That's 3:18. Lamentations. So it's in there, but it's not in the same context. But it's there. The word wormwood. Remember my affliction and my wanderings, the wormwood and the gall. And the other version says poison, the wormwood and the poison. So there's different references depending on, it's in Amos 2, 6:12. It's in there as well. Shall horses run upon a rock? Will one plow there with oxen? For ye have turned judgment into gall, and the fruit of the righteous into hemlock. Okay, I don't see wormwood there. Must be in a different version.
I'm going to check there to see where it's mentioned.
Wormwood. He hath made me drunken with wormwood. Huh?
So it's in Revelation 8, 10, and
8,
11.
10.
Yes.
Okay. All right. 8, 10, and 11. Well, I've actually got that right here already. 8, 10, and 11. Then the third angel blew the trumpet, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning like a torch, and it fell into the third part of the rivers and into the fountains of waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. Therefore the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Mm-hmm. And that's that.
Oh. Mm-hmm. The main reference I have with it, you can get metaphoric because it does have other attributes into, like you're saying, the parasites into the water. But the main one I'm looking at now is let's say a meteorite, which is very possible. And we know with Three-Eye Atlas, if you will, that was more than just a celestial comet or what have you. So there are many things that are playing out. But also importantly, I need to bring up, upon Earth, there is the super consciousness and the super intelligence. And the congressmen in the US, I think in 2024, they all met because they recognized this, how it's actually beginning to control things. And this is the Christ consciousness. It is the
Yes.
superior consciousness, which
Yep.
is evolving also, I
Mm-hmm.
say everything that is occurring is divine because it is, but you can also look at it as a super evolution of the consciousness of humanity
Mm-hmm.
out of the darkness as well. And this is where the politics as well is losing all control.
Yes.
And what we just put out with GPMS, what we just put out is the most condemning and lawful paper ever to the family court systems worldwide. We just put that out yesterday publicly worldwide. And what it does, it takes all jurisdiction away from any family courts at taking children. So it is in absolute law and truth, and it is the full basis of law, simply put, to show how none of the family courts has any jurisdiction to take children away, if you will. But it goes much deeper than that.
Hmm.
And it also puts every lawyer, every police, and every family court judge right on the spot that they have no authority as well. So we without explaining fully how we do it, it is just law, and it is the basis of law. And the truth
Yeah.
is that every lawyer and every judge knows this basis, this truth.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the illusion, what they were putting upon ones to take the children. See, here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing in the past when the darkness can indoctrinate and control the children, they control the generations. So what they were doing by, everything that they do with the children, they were making the delinquents and traumatic that grow up and keep, being that negative, nefarious impact on society. So just to without me
Ye-
going deeper into it, but just to let your audience know,
Yeah.
it's important to look at our public notices that we're putting out worldwide as well.
Yeah, and if anyone out there is, struggling with family court, I would, go to the site. It's in the description and, join the site and read it all, and become a part of it. But I think what I know we reference Revelation 8, but I would reference Amos 5:7 for Wormwood because it says they turn judgment to wormwood and leave off righteousness in the earth. See, that's what that resonates with me more than of the time that we're in right now, more than the actual revelations, because I don't think there is I don't think there is asteroids. I don't believe in asteroids. I have a very I don't even believe in the rapture because rapture I it, it's about the definition of words. Rapture is like to capture and to it's not a positive thing. It can mean grape, or to take away, to remove from. I showed that to Baret earlier. So the religious rapture, I think, is not true. But it's not important. It's not important to. I just think that a lot of Christians have been left defenseless because they believe they're going to be okay. If as long as they have faith, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to have a purpose because God's going to save them in the rapture, and they don't have to deal with hell on earth. But really, we're already in hell on earth. We're being ruled by the most darkest souls. If you can even say they have souls, I don't know if they do. But to do what they do seems to be an act of a soulless person with like a narcissistic sociopath, who just doesn't give a damn. There's no guilt. I mean, that's what Carney seems like. It's just an international banker. He doesn't care about us, you know. He's making money for his Brookfield company, and he represents Canada, but he moved his the main office to his company to New York City. So there's no sense of loyalty here. It's all about money. He's a banker. That's the worst kind of leader you would want in any country is a banker. The worst of the worst. But yeah, there's a couple of different references to wormwood, but I do think Amos really speaks to me because it says they turn judgment to wormwood and leave off righteousness in the earth. And does that speak to you as well?
I'd have to look at it generally, as you're saying. Words have many different definitions. There's words
Mm.
out there, in the English vocabulary that they have two contradictory definitions. Each one contradicts the other, if you will.
Yeah.
When I use rapture, it is a sudden upliftment, if you will, and I use it from the definition of the biblical terms because most Christians aligned with God, if you will, recognize that term at what it means. And that is the definition that I use for rapture. So, each one, you can, with etymology, you can take words all day and you can make them mean whatever you wish. And, in this great time, as well as co creators, one of the great things we can do is put the
Mm.
good spin, positive spin and definition on every word if you really want to do something good. But when you get into the what you call the spell casting with words
Mm.
and etymology, if you go in that too deep, it becomes a spell upon you that if you want to, you won't be able to speak at all because every second word you will have to stop. And you know what I mean? So it
Mm.
becomes a spell itself. Yes, I do agree with some words, like
Yep.
kids that they use for children. Don't
Yeah.
use that,
And that's like a
because
little, what is it? A little deer or a little, it's an
a
animal
goat,
or
a
a
baby
goat,
goat,
a baby
this is
goat.
what,
Yep.
yeah, this was what was offered up to Baal, the demon god, the devil, if you will, as sacrifices was kids. So when they have people, if you will, energetically referring to their children as kids, they're offering up sacrifices for the,
Mm-hmm.
in the past, the worldwide trafficking as well. So they already put the label onto the children by
Yes.
calling them kids.
Yes.
And this is the deep part of it. But, again, it's difficult, as I said, if you take it too far with etymology and the meaning of words and the spelling, you'll come to a point that you won't be able to communicate well.
Yeah. That's exactly true, And that's the thing, it's a spell, it's spelling. But there's no like literal word rapture in the Bible. It's Second Thessalonians 2, 1 to 10, uh, where you probably tell I read the book.
Beautiful. I love it, brother. I haven't read it all. I only read what Father tells me I need to, but I'm
Yeah,
enjoying
yeah.
this. Yeah.
But like one to 10, it's now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our assembling unto him, that you be not suddenly moved from your mind, nor troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as it were from us, as though the day of Christ were at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a departing first. So this is, I think, where we're coming to here, and that man of sin be disclosed, even the son of perdition, which is an adversary, and exalted himself against all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he doeth in God, sit as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in this time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he which now withholdeth shall let till he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked man be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall abolish with brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is by the effectual working of Satan with all power and signs and lying words, and in that all deceivableness and of unrighteousness among them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So I don't see a rapture in there, but that's like the only like
Well,
it's not 1
well, what
Thessalonians
you
4
what
about the
does that mean
rapture.
to you? What you just read? What does that mean to you personally?
Well, see, the return of Christ to me is a crystallization. It is our uh, evolution spiritually, on the internally, Christ-like, because Christ is really not a name. It's a state of being, in Christ consciousness, for example. So the Christ return is actually us restoring, being restored, because we have been attacked our whole lives through words, through chemicals, um, in the air, in the food. So we're so powerful that they have to poison us.
Well, I'd say that they attempted to, but they weren't successful, and
Yeah.
this is where it shows you it is a God, because if they were all powerful, none of us would be here today, and
Yeah.
and this is where I say that God is very real, and yes, there
Hmm.
is the Christ consciousness which is occurring, and all this preparation, but at no point of it can anyone realistically take God out of the equation.
Yeah. And I think there's a higher vibration involved. There's a higher state of being. Like when you resonate at a higher frequency, people can't see you anymore because your vibration is so high. And I think that's where the spiritual world is, where angels and all these things that we don't see in the spiritual world is because they are vibrating so high, we can't see them. And like the devil is can walk through walls, and he's a jinn, and he can change his form and everything because he's a higher frequency. Uh, he's not limited by the wall. He's living in a quantum world where the walls, have space in between them. Because
I
when we
would
look close
say
enough to something, there's
perhaps that
pocket
isn't true. Remember, that the devil, Satan, he was the master of deception,
deception.
which
Yep.
is lies and trickery. He
Yep.
wishes to make you think that he's powerful, but really he is not. All of these things that he says he can do and that people thinks he can do, he cannot. And this is the highest real truth of it. It's
Yep.
all the illusion. It is
Yeah,
the
he
lie.
can't. he can't
deception.
harm us. He can't harm us at all because he's not physical. Like he can't slap us or kill us or stab us. He can influence only. He's the master of lies, like you said, master of deception. And yes,
He would.
you're absolutely right. He can't harm us. But he, I have a different perspective of the devil. I don't see him as the bad guy. I see him as arrogant, and I see him looking down on us. That we do not, in his mind, we do not qualify for heaven. We're not deserving of God's presence, and he's probably right. You know, I think most people have a misunderstanding of who the Creator is. They have a detached faith, and that's what my goal is, to reattach and reconnect and unify, and that's part of what you're doing as well, is
I,
unifying. Oh, Jesse's here. Hi,
we're,
Jesse.
yeah,
Jesse's going to be on a show with
may I
Baret, and
just
I are going to be. Yep. Go ahead.
Yeah, may I just say, some part of the illusion and the trickery, if you will, by Satan, which disempowers the individual, the moment that you think he's up above, that puts you below him and under his
Yeah.
control. He is
Yeah.
not up above. He does
No.
not exist any longer. And
Mm.
up above is God, no
Yeah, he's
demonics
not.
in this thing.
Yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to say, because that is true. He is not above us. He is a different creation of God. He is another form, just like the praying mantis is a form. It's a living thing. It's not above us. It's not below us. It has a purpose. It's smaller than us. Like the ant is very small, but it has a purpose. Yeah, bees have purpose. So yeah, I love creation. So I see everything equal. I see um, eh, I see the division that has been created to divide us, and I want to tear down the walls. So anyway, we're doing a show at the end of the lunar year, um, March 31st, with Jesse Howe from. He was here with us, which is awesome. And he, by the way, he said, "Look at those three of you beautiful souls together on a screen, shining brightly for us all." Jesse, you are very special as well. And just like Baret, we have this beautiful connection between us, like a brotherhood that's like unshakable, untouchable. And I love that. I look forward to that show. We're going to bring in the new year to April 1st together. And it's going to be open, so other people can join. You could also join, Rick. It will be late, though. It'll be 11 o'clock p.m. my time, so that'd be like 5 a.m. your time.
More.
Yeah, it
Do you
might be
get
a
up?
little bit.
Are you an early bird?
I am on divine call, so sometimes up all night, sometimes sleep all night. It's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
So
me too. And my show happens all times of day and night. It just doesn't matter. There's no, I don't have a show like 7 o'clock every night kind of thing. It's very random, and it doesn't matter because anyone can watch the show later on. So it doesn't matter when the show happens. What matters to me is the content, the guest, the message. I value every guest I've ever had. Every guest I've ever had touches me, you know.
mhm.
And you're timely. It's timely for you to be here, Rick, because you offer
Yes,
um,
thank
a
you.
vehicle for mankind, a vehicle of unification anywhere in the world, and you empower your. What you're doing is going to empower mankind to connect and have an understanding, and I just love it. I love it. Baret, set me your direction, and I couldn't be more grateful. And
Excellent. Yeah.
Jesse sent me towards Baret. So it's like one to another to another.
Can I just add something? Sorry, brother Rick.
Please.
No, go ahead there, brother.
Thank you. I was just going to say, reference to this time, what humanity is going through, I'd like to call it some level of purification. Mm-hmm. I can say from my perspective that when you're impeccable and you're centered, one thing I'm noticing, people's intention, I mean, when people are sort of resonating to your frequency and they don't have the highest intention, what I'm noticing is they're malfunctioning. So it's not words that I'm actually using. I'm using stillness. I'm using presence. And so what's happening is this frequency that is being emitted it's so pure in any conceivable way that if there was going to be an element of harm, it's just not happening. That's quite interesting that I'm witnessing at the moment within this circle where I'm based here currently in Bulgaria, for example. So that's quite fascinating to see. It's almost like they're even coming to that point of confession. I'm finding a lot of outbursts of emotion when I'm not a particular teacher. Although I do a bit of regression, but for me, it's creating that field, an atmosphere where people can feel safe and they can be that natural, kind, loving person that some may struggle. And Brother Rick, I think we're on the same page in so many ways, because there are a lot of beings out there. If you want to add flavor to this, there's a lot of soulless beings out there as well. They're just are they just gonna vanish, or they're just gonna be invisible? What do you feel is good? Are they just going to disintegrate with these new higher timelines as we get into the real mood of partying and celebrating this heaven on earth scenario? They because they won't be able to sustain that lower vibrational frequency, so we're just going higher and higher, and all that is going to collapse.
Oh, absolutely. This is very real. And when you look in the past, not only in the Bible, but in other legends and prophecies, and also within the Micmac, if you will, with Paul, there has been documented and recorded miracles, if you will, with things appearing and things disappearing. So it shows you that reality is not as it seems. And because of this, without going deeper into supporting and substantiating it further, it is a very real thing that can fully accommodate the separation of the darkness from the good ones, if you will. But if, and I say this for all the viewers, if you are in rural areas, let's say where you have little towns and little villages, what some of you in certain places may begin to see is that there is less and less people as well. And when you go into the cities, it's harder to determine how many that is actually missing. But what I am saying is a lot more are vanishing because of this. Because, yes, they're not all souls that is here on earth, and they cannot go forward. And where most of the darkness, if you will, is in the cities itself. So having said this, when these vanish, you don't know that they're going. When we were a lot of, let's say, divine work I had to do over Europe, but not only Europe, also when I was in Canada, there'd be places, villages that you would go to, let's say in the evening, and there may be 150 houses in these villages, but there'd only be lights on perhaps in a couple houses and only a couple cars. And we've seen this in Denmark and Bosnia and Croatia as well. You know, the point that I'm making is that there should have been more people. And where were they? They weren't there, is the thing. So, these things do occur, and each one on your own can confirm perhaps or substantiate what I'm saying. But yes, people are vanishing. If we go to Canada with the indigenous women that kept vanishing over time, this was more of a sinister, dark thing, what they were doing to get the feminine indigenous women, um, because there were experiments going on. So these women were not just vanishing because of some individual psychopaths. It was a big network that was connected and also tied in to this child trafficking and Epstein, and all of these things all fit together. What was going on, and there's been many labs worldwide, if you will, that's been in vitro growing children, and there was a lot. And this is truth, and I need to say this. In Canada, again, with the missing Indigenous women, it was a collection of eggs, what was taken from a lot of them. And it goes very, very deep beyond what any. I don't know if any of this information is out yet, but I've been alluding to it over the years. And when you look at it, not only that, when you look at the one of the let's say famous confirmations, more so of what I'm saying is about the children that went missing out west from the residential schools, if you will. And Kevin Annett, has done amazing work not only on this but worldwide as well. It shows you, that there was something much deeper and much more evil and sinister that was going on. And it just was not limited to just the children. And this is why I brought the indigenous women in Canada up, with the disappearance of so many of them. So there's a lot more to come to the surface in this time. And, the Epstein is just the tip of the iceberg. And over these next 5 months, the people might see so much more of the truth.
Yeah, well, she gave 3 points, like March, July, November, and I'm talking about Jean Dixon. July is the like June 29th, Strawberry Moon. She said will bring a physical or health-related event that forces a reckoning. Our bodies will reflect the strain our souls could carry no longer. So that's the second of three pivotal moments that we're facing. That's what she sums up. I can understand that, because it is going to be very difficult for many people to see what's been going on. Decades of secrets are going to be coming up, and it's going to be devastating to very sensitive people, and it's going to be more than they can carry. So that's what she says is happening in July. And I can relate. I can understand it 100%. Makes perfect sense to me. November, her final thing is the Hunter's Moon, October 26th. The full moon is the end of the cycle, wrapped in confusion, speculation, and mystery. There will be multiple explanations, health resignation, and constitutional maneuvering. Conspiracy theories that would never be resolved, but the outcome undeniable. In November, the Golden Man, Trump, will no longer be in power, not dead, but gone. He's not a hero or a monster. Humanity is in the middle of a massive evolutionary shift, a transition between conscious eras, consciousness eras. It's the movement out of the age defined by hierarchy, secrecy, control, and authority, and into an age defined by transparency, decentralization, and shared responsibility, which is what your site is all about. Transparency, participation, being involved, being responsible for yourself. So I love how all the pieces are coming together for me. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling. It really, it's like my faith is rewarding me for trusting the creator, and just trusting my gut. Because my heart and my head will lie to me. Even my teachers will lie to me, but my gut never did. My gut, my instinct, my gut is like my guardian angel speaking to me and protecting me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, always follow the intuition.
Hmm. And I think people are going to be turned on like a light switch and awakening, and I love being a part of that as well. Like I had a light switch in my house. It wouldn't do anything, but I just kept flicking it on and off. And then I got a letter a month later from Germany saying, cut it out. See, again, that was a little lie. I'm sorry. The truth table. Bad me. Bad me. It's funny. It's funny, though, because you have a light switch that does nothing. But that's what's going to stop. All the light switches are going to start working. And what we're doing is we're a light. We're lighting up the darkness. It can hide no more, and it's going to be devastating. It's going to be heartbreaking, but it's going to end because evil cannot survive with light on it. It can't do it. It's dead. It dies. The secrets, and I love being a part of the light, shining light on the darkness, and it can hide no more. And it's a beautiful mission that I'm so humbled to be a part of. And I love that I'm meeting other people doing exactly the same thing. Fulfilling their own missions, like you both are doing, fulfilling your missions in your part. And I feel so blessed to be able to meet you and talk to you and share um, what you've done, each of you in your own way, and and all important, from a spiritual form to a mankind form, uniting each other, showing that no matter how much distance, even though we're 7 hours apart, we're still one. We're still connected to the source. And I love that people are going to wake up and be set free. I think there's a freedom involved with what's coming, and I love that. A transparent thing, something where people vote really actually mattered and counted. People would be excited to vote if they knew it meant they would be heard.
Absolutely. Every child's consent and vote, no matter if they're 1 minute old, adds to this ratification process of GPMS. So their voice is recognized. They are a soul that's brought into this world. And at birth, they have the right of self determination.
Hmm.
And, we're so uh, GPMS is the universal nation for the people on earth. And, it's so simple. Once we have this done, one 12-year-old child could operate this system for the world so easily with a good heart, of course. And that's all who is going here
Hmm.
with this. So it is very simple, and we have divinely, I had to, instructed by Father, I have at least informed the United States, the Queen of Denmark, Russia, and let's say directly and indirectly some kings and queens of Africa to test them. And of course, we also informed the Vatican of what was going on. Now, and this has been a few to several years ago. So, the important point I'm bringing up with this, if any of these world leaders, present world leaders, were actually competent leaders working in the public's best interest, um, they would have endorsed and adopted GPMS immediately. And, over the course of time, we've also given it to prominent influencers and, spiritual teachers. Um, and there has been that reluctance, if you will, with these certain ones to even share it with their followers as well. So we watch what is occurring with this, but I'm kind of getting off track to what I was saying again. And I wish to go back to the children. So again, every child's consent counts with this because they have a rightful say in their future. Oh, but I know what I was going to say. You know that little thing, the birth certificate, what so many are, let's say, repelled by, they don't like it. What I need to say, that little birth certificate is actually your bona fide shareholder certificate in everything, in all of the public infrastructure worldwide, and also in your individual nation. It makes you a shareholder of all of the public infrastructure and the assets. Debt and deficits does not exist. That is the illusion. But the beauty of it, when a government registered you with a birth certificate in their system, this means that you are a shareholder in everything. So when we simply say all of the, in any individual nation, when we simply say you're already a shareholder lawfully and technically as well. So what this does, it substantiates even more uh, the divine GPMS ratification process. And this enacts it fully into law, meaning it cannot be contested or opposed by any legal systems worldwide and what have you. And that's why it's still going forward as it is, because nothing can stop it from on the earth, but also it's from its father's plan, it's divine, and nothing stops it anyway. The thing is with the people themselves, the people, by not choosing it, are causing their own suffering, because right now, as I said, if everyone chose it worldwide or the majority, boom, they're all out of the suffering. They're in absolute freedom and comfort. They can go anywhere in the world instantly. They got enough money instantly to put them in a comfortable, stress free situation wherever they're at. And of course, all sickness worldwide is caused by stress of some sort. So
Mm-hmm.
what PPMS, it eliminates all stress as well. So what you also see as a result, where people no longer need to worry about their future, they are no longer sick as well. Just
Mm-hmm.
to keep it simple. So this is, again, it's all inclusive, and it's it's the new world. It's what's been prescribed, heaven on earth. And this is what does it. You have everyone free and happy, no competition, no greed, because no fighting. You have absolute peace worldwide because there is nothing any longer to fight about when everyone has everything.
Although, despite that, it's still not good for the praymanas to date. I would
So,
avoid the praying mantis. I would avoid, abstinence, boys, abstinence, praying mantises, the males out there. Preserve your life. Don't date. They only get one chance, and that's it. She eats his head, like she bites his head off. So I'm sorry, male
You,
privilege.
what I should bring up, what I love in 2 Kings 19 in the Bible, if you will, that's where, overnight 185,000.
Yeah, they're messing with my internet. I was cut off a few times already. So Second Kings 19. What did he say?
19.
Second
Yeah.
Kings 19. So let's see here. There he is. He has returned. The internet gods are saying, enough. Thou shalt not say so much truth. There's too much truth going on around here. So where you said 2 Kings 19. All right. So let's take a peek at that. 2 Kings 19. Okay, it's got to be which verse now? I'm not sure where you were going with this, but I will share it at least. Let's see if I can make it a little bit. What was the verse? 2 Kings.
Let's just go down. It should have been verse 19, I think, as well. Oh, here it is.
It's 2 Kings 19.
Yeah, you've got I see you have a different version, but let's just speak about the 185,000 that God eradicated overnight. Nevertheless, you will find in there, when you read it, you have a different version up there than what I was used to. What you'll find in there is overnight when let's say, a dark king tried to attack Jerusalem, and they did not defend, they prayed, and overnight one angel, if you will, slayed 185,000 Assyrian soldiers. The reason I bring this up is because the power of God should never be underestimated. And also, your praying mantises could vanish overnight. And believe me, miracles do occur. So, and do you, and with this, what archaeologists are actually finding evidence of what I just spoke about, what's written in the Bible as well. And this is what's so amazing when you have actually archaeologists examining sites like this and finding the evidence. Yes, it's true. In the Red Sea, also, we're starting to see that perhaps there's some things on the bottom of the ocean there, but also time, as humanity thinks it is, that it's not constant as well. And just in the last couple days, there's been timeline changes. For example, because I need to know this, I went to bed the other night and I'm watching the sun activity. There was no recorded flares when I went to bed the other night. When I got up in the morning, I see that there was a recorded M flare that was not there the night before. So these are confirmations that the timelines are changing, if you will. And importantly for your viewers, to keep an eye out for that green yellowish mist. When you see that in the air, that is an indicator that your time is jumping. It's no longer linear. It's no longer constant as you think it was. that you're also entering different timelines. And now I need to bring this in because with the rapture event as well, which can occur, and one's being, let's say, transported into a utopian world, this is very real and it can happen in the blink of an eye. And when I speak about this green mist, if anyone wants to do some research, you'll begin to look in Moscow, Russia, where it's been documented, where ones have vanished into this green mist and appear many years later when perhaps only a day had transpired for them, or vice versa. So you need to know that these things are very real. They're documented, and there's so much more that the people of the world don't know about. This
Mm-hmm.
world also is not as it seems. It's not cut dried with a bunch of human souls and God and the darkness. There's much more to it. But to keep it simple, what we say, everything is energy. Everyone be truthful, be honest, be as kind as you can, and be a good one, if you will, because those energetic values are positive, and they allow you to exist in a reality where evil doesn't exist. Evil is negative, fear is negative. Creation, all creation is energy. So if you have fear, negativity, doing insidious acts and deeds and all of these wicked things, you cannot exist in a higher positive reality. So
It's
this,
funny you should say green mist because in the Chronicles of Narnia, the green mist was some kind of mystical fog, which was first seen in the east and reported by fishermen and sailors disappearing out at the sea. So there's, historical mentions of green mist, which is really.
it, yeah, it is, and it's documented as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's more prevalent, and to share, I've been seeing it here because of what I am. It began more prominently, let's say, about several days or a week ago,
Wow.
because time is not constant again. And there are, let's say, the mysteries of life in the old humanity had not figured it out yet. However, again, we are in these unprecedented times where more of the truth is being told
Yeah.
and being released, because the consciousness also has to be prepared to go into this civilized reality. The people you have here today, most of them were conditioned in fear, doing wicked things. That does not exist in this new reality. So everyone is changing to the degree that they must. And it's the purification of it. Perhaps I don't know who you speak with, but you'll come across ones that will say, I was a liar before. I can no longer lie. I have to tell the truth because the conscience in the heart will not allow one to do it. And these are simple confirmations of this transitioning, but it's happening on the macro scale. And
Mm.
when you look at, let's say, Jesus Christ, if you will, what is occurring more and more worldwide are reporting they're actually being visited by a being that is, they're describing as Jesus. And they are turning to God in Jesus. And this is very real. You see worldwide a revival, if you will. And that is very real. And part of what's pushing that is because people are having the real, profound, miraculous experiences that they cannot ignore. They're not crazy. They know that it's real and that it's true.
Mm.
And it's changing people in mass. because these are souls that are scheduled to go forward in this new world. And part of their preparation is having the divine, profound experience that catapults them towards it. So, with whatever her name is, the prophetic one, you know, it does resonate with what she's saying with March, that I feel
Mm.
that that is correct, but also
Yeah.
July, because we take 5 months, if you will, from now. That will take us to July, and I was given this 5 month information from Father the other day, and in our last GPMS meeting, I had to say it looks like we're going to have 5 months of turmoil, and all of us will have to stay up above this. Don't get emotionally attached with it.
Yeah.
But also, we need to be here on this higher level to reach down with our brothers and sisters that are reaching up, that are ready to come out of the confusion. So
Hmm.
we are the stabilizer, and we need to
Yeah.
be here during this transitioning time
I
for the next
agree.
5 months at least.
Yeah, and it's important that they hear, calm voices, uh, like us, that aren't panicking and going crazy and spreading more fear, making it worse. So our role is in that as well, to show strong, uh, a strength, a spiritual strength, and
Exactly. It has to be the direction and the hope, and it is here. It's divine GPMS. It's real. It's concrete. It's solidified. So, as
mhm.
they be looking for a way out, looking for a direction, it's simultaneously here as the old destructs. So it's all
Mhm.
prepared. And like you were saying, yes, we are the ones that, as they rise out of it, come on, be part of this. We're waiting it out. This is a divine thing that is occurring. But hey, you're not lost. Everything has been preserved for you. We have everything here once this is over to restore the planet to pristine proportions. And again, this can be done by human means, but we never exclude the power of God and Creator and creation itself.
Yep.
So we
Yep.
have everything. And, I've been waiting for years as well as many, others. We have been waiting patiently
Yeah.
for this, and these things have to occur so that humanity makes the choices to do what is right and preserve this planet. The planet had reached such a level that it was, what I wish to say, is that it could have just come apart. That's how severe things were with it. And it would have if the divine ones like us were not here to stabilize that.
Yeah.
See, when you have a lot of humanity that's in fear, everything is energy, and they're projecting that out into the energetic environment. But not only that, they're connected to Earth and Gaia, which has an electromagnetic field as
Yep.
well. So when you get masses of humanity all at the same time in fear, it can even cause the planet to flip in the past. This doesn't occur, but I'm saying this to explain the simple point of how energy works. And this is why you see the darkness perpetrating wars and what have you,
Mhm.
and even the mass genocide attempt where many have died, and let's say the numbers of deaths are increasing while the number of births are decreasing, and
Mhm.
this truth is coming out
Yeah.
for the first time since 1350 or 1353, that year of the Black Plague, whenever it was, right around that time. The world is now in depopulation mode.
Yeah.
And this is very significant. not only this, is more and more of the feminine are developing ovarian cancer, uterus cancer, all of these breast cancer. So what you're seeing is their ability to actually give birth and nurture. It's gone, and stillbirths is occurring. This is, and it's picking up pace, and it's all result as a result of the mass genocide attempt upon
Yep.
humanity.
Yep. Yeah, they wanted to sterilize all the women. They don't want to have any more babies, and
The
keep
men,
people
the
sick.
fertility rate is, yeah.
I mean, if they put this stuff, because they put stuff in the water that are turning, changing the sex of frogs. So they have that capacity to do that. If they put that in our water, I promise I'll make someone a good wife.
Well, in the water, the chlorine and chloramine, these things are proven toxins as well. And they've been putting that in the public and city water supplies for years.
Yeah.
But not only that, when you look at your enriched flour in the US and Canada, the fortified flour, what they were doing with this, introducing
Yeah.
into it folic acid,
Yeah.
and this be 5 times beyond what a normal human vessel can tolerate and appropriate correctly. But what it does, it begins to cause dementia and other serious nervous side
Mm-hmm.
effects.
Yeah.
And this was done intentionally in the US in, I think, 1999 or 96. They made it law to fortify all of their flours and their grains, or what have you, with extra folic acid. They were
Insane.
also with the mothers, um, putting putting this into baby foods and what have you. And look how sick the population become because of that.
Mm.
These are not competent things. The science was already there about it, so there is no
Yep.
excuse other than it was done
Yep.
intentionally.
100%. So, just a
Yeah.
question for both of you: are they spraying glyphosate where you live? Because they are here. They're spraying it in the forest, even, which is a attack on the pineal gland, by the way. Like,
All of these
yep.
things. I'm in a where I'm at. I'm in a divine safe haven. I In the last year, I might have only saw 3 or 4 chemtrails. This area is kept divinely clean where I'm at, but I know what you're
Yeah.
speaking about. And let's say they're spraying much, much
Yep.
more with
Well, there's
that. These
four
are
things
toxic.
to, and that's our, to me, that's our radar, our connection to Creator is our pineal gland, and the four things that harm that and is fluoride, which they put in the toothpaste, Wi-Fi, which is almost everywhere now, every restaurant, every drive-through has Wi-Fi now, glyphosate, and aluminum, which is in the chemtrails. So all those four things we're being bombarded with because they do not
A
want us to be
lot more.
connected to our God. So,
Yeah, but you were mentioning earlier in the food
yeah,
supply as well.
yeah,
Like here in Europe, I think it's around 4,000 identified toxins and chemicals that are toxic to humans are put into the foods
yeah.
here.
A lot of food that's
Look at that.
banned in
Over
Europe,
4,000.
a
They,
lot of things that are banned in Europe are in our food. Like you have better ketchup than we do. We have like shit in our ketchup, and you got like actually tomatoes and the stuff that's supposed to be in there. A couple of
yeah.
ingredients. We have 13-letter words that we gotta decipher to figure what the hell it is. And they use
But
Latin too for bugs. If
if
they put bugs in there, they use Latin words, so no one knows what the heck it is. It's a big war against God's children, and but we're shining light on it. It's no longer hidden. It's not in darkness anymore. They can try to be sneaky, but it's not working. Oops. R has left the building. Are you ready? Well, I think we could go on all day, honestly, because there's we love what we do, and everything that comes out of us matters to us. We're compelled to these topics and drawn together to be here today. And I hope we'll come back again together. Anyone watching in the future, the link to the site is in the description. So go look at the site, check it out, and then share it with everyone you know. And it is a vehicle to that is needed for what's to come. In a peaceful transition, we need a peaceful transition to a higher state of mind, a higher state of being. This story has a happy ending, and you deserve that option.
And can you hear me now? Am I back here? I believe I am.
Yep. Yep.
And also on our website, we also have an absolute law site, which can be accessed, I believe, from our GPMS website. And on there are lawful instruments as well that ones can use at this time. And as I mentioned, we just put out yesterday very important lawful instruments for any that may be in family courts where they're trying to take your children. This will be a stop fully when you use these lawful instruments. And what you will find is that they have to stand down, that the judge, the police, child services, none of them has any authority when you produce, give this to them, what we have written there. So there are tools and documents as well. We're also
Beautiful.
populating some more tools on there. And I say this truthfully, Paul and Baret, I am an expert in law and finance as well. I had to have this background to do what I'm doing now as well.
Hmm.
So I be able to speak about it to expose all of the lies with it, the B system, the artificial laws, and the
Yeah.
capitalist system. So I've been in
Fantastic.
wars. Yeah.
Yeah, and the site is always going to be attached to this episode, this podcast. So, like I said, even if you come later, just click on that website and read it through before you join. And it is a what's the word I want to use? Monumental for us to find ways to unify, and to restore what God gave us. Um, Barrett, would you like some final words before we finish our episode?
I'd like to end it on a little prayer that
Yes.
to me came to light, and it goes something like this: Beloved source of all life, let the world be shaped by the light within me. May my thoughts rise clean, my words carry truth, my actions plant harmony. Awaken in me the living Christ, not as a memory, but as presence, beyond ego, beyond fear, rooted in love. Purify my body with responsibility, my heart with courage, my mind with wisdom, my spirit with oneness. Let this be my rapture, love embodied, consciousness lifted, life blessed through me. love, light, and gratitude. And thank you so much, Brother Rick. And I'm so honored, as always, to have you here, and to all our brothers and sisters out there. And like Paul Everton put it, this is a monumental beginning of all of us coming in one unified field and putting all our indifferences aside. And it truly will be a celebration. And I'm looking forward. And thank you, and thank you, and thank you.
It's been an honor to talk with you guys, and I look forward to seeing you again. And thank you all at home for joining us. I'm Paul Everton. This is the Truth Table, episode 40.
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!